So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Costa Rica Masterclass, one of the many sessions taking place on our Facebook page this week for the TTG Digital Destinations Festival in association with WTM. I'm Abra Dunsby, acting features editor at TTG, and today I'm joined by Angelica Herrera, executive of PR in Europe for the Costa Rica Tourism Board, and Cynthia Sanchez Mora, FIT sales coordinator at local DMC Travel Excellence.
Hello.
Hi both.
Hi.
So in today's session, we are going to be covering essential information about when to visit Costa Rica once it's safe to do so again, how to get there, and also talk through some of the top accommodation options. And then we're also going to be finding out about some fantastic activities that clients can enjoy, from the best wildlife to highlights of the country's culinary scene. And finally, we're going to be discussing responsible tourism and why Costa Rica is a great choice for eco-conscious travellers. If any of you have questions for Cynthia or Angelica about Costa Rica, do pop them in the comments section and we'll try and answer them during the session. So first up, we're going to be talking about those essential travel questions that clients might have. So Angelica, can we start with you and just asking, how easy is it to book future travel to Costa Rica right now?
Well, at the moment, first of all, hello everyone. It's a pleasure to be here and thank you for having us in this session. Well, at the moment, all of our UK partners are still selling Costa Rica, and local partners are taking bookings for the end of 2020 and 2021. But I will give you, Cynthia, the option to add more information because she's working in daily basis with clients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fortunately, we are having quotes and confirmations for 2021 and for the end of 2020. We are also very happy because a good percentage of the cancellations due to the coronavirus are being rebooked for the 2021. So definitely it is easy to book, and we are receiving confirmations for next year.
Oh, that's good news. Great. And so due to the coronavirus crisis, obviously flights are subject to change, but what is likely to be the best route for clients to travel to Costa Rica from the UK once travel starts up again? Angelica?
Well, definitely the best option is fly direct with BA, British Airways, but also you can fly indirect with Iberia, Air France, KLM. And of course, there are other options, but this is the one we consider are the best to arrive to Costa Rica.
Okay. And once they're there, what's the best way for travelers to get around the destination?
Mm-hmm. Self-drive is always a popular choice, and you can do it also with a local DMC. And you can arrange also a private service if you like. All Costa Rica partners are working to develop new itineraries with unique experiences, and many consider that these two options of self-drive and private service will be two options that become more popular from now on due to this new normality that we are going to face. Costa Rica is a super accessible country. You can get to any part to the country in public or private transportation. The roads are in very good condition, and you can easily get around using just a GPS app. Also, the terrain can get more and more adventurous depending on where you choose to go. But so you always have to keep that in mind when renting your vehicle. But basically, yes, Costa Rica is very, very easy to.
It is important also to mention that we are already working in new protocols due to this coronavirus crisis, so clients can feel the safety when traveling with us. We as a DMC, we are already working on it, and the rental cars also are working on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then what's the best time of year to visit in terms of climate, Angelica?
I know the Brits always like the sun and hot, but well, Costa Rica is a year-round destination. We are a tropical country, And Costa Rica has two major seasons, which is dry and green. Besides that, Costa Rica is blessed with incredibly diverse microclimates. And this is mainly due to the geographical diversity. And Costa Rica, believe it or not, has 12 climate zones varying from hot to humid to cold. So for instance, you are close to the volcanoes, and all of a sudden you are moving around in a cool, cold forest, or also in the dense tropical jungle, which is humid. And also you can find the dry forest and sunny beaches as well. So for instance, you are here on the beach, and in behind you have a jungle, which is a different experience. And in addition, the best time to visit the country will also depend on what you would like to see in terms of wildlife. For example, the turtle nesting, whale and dolphin watching, and bird migration, which is the country is very famous for that. So every single month of the year, you can enjoy different wonders of the nature. And maybe Cynthia could add something else to this answer.
Yeah, well, obviously most of the people want sun, and the dry season is always sunny. But the good thing about the rainy season in Costa Rica is that the rain is not that much. It's 2 hours showers, and that's it. We have sunny mornings, and the good thing is, like, we do have it is greener in Costa Rica. We do have our turtle nesting season in the greens in the green season, in the rainy season. Then we have the whale watching during the green season also. So also the prices are better to travel in the green season than in the dry season. So definitely Costa Rica, as Angelica said, is a year-round destination. But depending on what clients want to see, it would be better to travel during the rainy season or the dry season.
And when is the rainy season? What would the months be of the rainy season?
It is from May to November.
Okay. And should we talk a bit about how welcoming Costa Rica is? I've been myself, and I have to say it's one of the most welcoming places I've been. But yeah, how welcoming is it? And would you say it's a safe country to what type of traveler?
Yeah, as you mentioned, Abra, Costa Rica is one of the safest and friendliest nations you can visit. It is very easy to move in the country from one area to another. And we always recommend to keep in mind the basic security measures when traveling to a foreign country, any country in the world. When it comes to personal safety, it is as simple as exercising common sense, basically. And for instance, you need to avoid stopping or walking in lonely places. Don't leave your valuables unattended in your car. And ticos, we are very nice and we like to help people. And you always will find a person who wants to give you a hand and show you where to go. And also the country is perfect for all type of travelers, couples and families with kids. And most tours and activities you do in Costa Rica all adhere to strict safety rules. And we always recommend you to book with a reliable agency or supplier. Maybe Cynthia can give more information about this.
Yeah, definitely Costa Rica is a safe destination. And as Angelica said, you can travel around easily just by private transportation, shuttles, by plane, 25 minutes from one place to another, or even self-drive, which is being very popular now. Also a good advantage is most of Costa Ricans speak English, at least basic English. So you can communicate very well, especially in the touristic areas. So definitely it's a safe country, and people from all over the world are welcome to come to Costa Rica.
And in terms of accommodation, what sort of options do visitors have to choose from? Cynthia, perhaps you can answer that one for me.
Yeah, well, we do have from the basic bed and breakfast to luxury hotels and villas, which are also popular right now for this new normality. We do have options for everything, but it is really important to mention that Costa Rica, most of hotels in Costa Rica, we do have some resorts, but most of the hotels in Costa Rica are boutique style hotels, no more than 50 rooms in each hotel. So this is mostly our offer.
Okay, which again could be more visitors could be enticed by that after the coronavirus crisis.
Exactly.
Is over. Okay. And so we're going to talk about activities now, and talk about some of the many activities that Costa Rica offers. So it's known as being as a hotspot for wildlife enthusiasts. Why is that, Cynthia?
Well, Costa Rica has 4% of the biodiversity in the world. As Angelica mentioned before, we do have 12 microclimates, which allow us to stay from the rainforest to the beach and then going to the cloud forest. So you can experience and see a lot of wildlife and different wildlife in each area you are visiting in Costa Rica. We have whale watching, we have the Corcovado National Park, we do have turtle nesting in the Guanacaste area and in the Caribbean side, bird watching. So there are a lot of options that we do have in Costa Rica, and that's why we are considered like a wildlife, a really wildlife hotspot in the world.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Anywhere of the country that you visit, you will be able to admire a great amount of wildlife, definitely.
And what would you say are some of the best wildlife experiences in Costa Rica then, Cynthia?
Okay, definitely Corcovado is one of my favorites, and it is one of the best spots for wildlife. Just in Corcovado, there's 2.5% of the biodiversity in the world. So you can imagine how nice it is to take a walk in the national park, and also the marine wildlife in the Caño Island. We have also Turrialba, for example, which is a really good destination for bird watchers, as well as San Gerardo de Dota, which is the cloud forest where the quetzal you can see the quetzal, and of course the whales in the Pacific area, Dominical and Ubita.
Mm-hmm. Wow,
sometimes
amazing.
when you are traveling to the lodges in the Golfo Dulce, you can see the dolphins right next to your boat. So it is a really nice experience also.
Wow, sounds fantastic. Is there an itinerary you'd recommend then for wildlife lovers who are coming to Costa Rica?
Well, definitely, nature lovers wouldn't miss Tortuguero area to see the turtle nesting. Mm-hmm. Then we can include Turrialba area, as I told you, is like a really good destination for bird watchers. Going then to San Gerardo de Dota, also for nature lovers and bird watchers, and from there ending at the Osa Peninsula, which is a really highlight in the country, which nobody should miss it.
Definitely.
And then food is another popular reason why people travel these days. And I'm sure it will continue to be that way when we can travel again. So what's Costa Rica's culinary scene like? Cynthia, what would you say?
What's that?
The culinary scene, what's the foodie scene like?
Yeah, well, actually it's being popular. And we do have from the rice and beans in the Caribbean to the corn tortilla in Guanacaste. We do have a lot of fruits. We are conscious about this new trend. People are looking for culinary experiences. So we are offering also a lot of experiences in each area. And also this helps us at to include local families, for example, and adding some experiences, like a real Costa Rican experiences.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And Cynthia, it's important not forget that coffee is important for us. So you can miss the opportunity to try the Costa Rican coffee that is growing the high and volcanic land of Costa Rica. And also visiting a coffee field during the dry season is also an experience, because you will be able to see the bushes and the flower and the cherry of the coffee, which is also a unique experience, and you don't have to miss it.
Even to collect it.
Exactly, picking coffee and also live the experience of how we process coffee from the plantation to your cup.
Oh, interesting. Okay. What other activities are popular choices then, Cynthia, would you say? Is it a fly and flop destination?
Well, actually, Costa Rica, as we have said, as like a destination for everybody. Even for people who want to be in just by the beach, like and have only 5-6 nights in there, they can experience the whole Costa Rica experience itself. When you come into Costa Rica, you need to experience the nature and adventure. And even if you're staying by the beach, then you can travel around hour and a half and go into Rincón de la Vieja, and you can experience the Volcano National Park, the tubing, zip lining, hot springs. So you can have the whole experience in just one, visiting just one area.
And so for a first timer, what itinerary would you recommend for someone that wants to kind of see a bit of everything and enjoy some of the wildlife, some of the culture, some of the food, perhaps?
Well, of course, the first night in San Jose also has a lot of things to offer, as coffee tours, for example. Then we would need to go to Tortuguero, which is our little Amazonas. You can only go to Tortuguero by boat or by plane. So it is definitely an experience that people should not miss. And then going to the Arenal volcano, which is definitely a must in Costa Rica. Everybody wants to see the amazing volcano and experience the hot springs. Then going to the cloud forest, which is located like 3.5 hours from Arenal. So you are passing from the rainforest to the cloud forest in just 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Monteverde is a really good place for wildlife, for seeing wildlife. Bird watching also, and of course the adventure activities. And then just relax by the beach, and you can choose between Guanacaste and Manuel Antonio, which both are located 3.5 hours, 4 hours.
Okay. All right, brilliant. So we're going to move on to talk a bit about sustainable tourism in Costa Rica. Angelica, is Costa Rica doing anything to encourage sustainable tourism in terms of sort of policies or plans?
Yeah, definitely. Costa Rica is well known for our responsibility with the environment. And the Costa Rica Tourism Board developed a certificate for sustainable tourism. It's called CST. This is a program to create or to make the tourism companies to engage with the environment. So it's a certificate that also awards companies, hotels, tour operator, restaurant, theme parks, and rental cars to follow through the sustainable practices. And it's the purpose of the CST is to make the concept of sustainability a reality, not only a theory, because sometimes we just talk and we are just talkers and not doers. So it's practical and necessary in the country's tourism industry, and also help to position Costa Rica as a leader in sustainable tourism. It is based on the sustainable development in the countries of the communities. So the idea is that the community could gain of course money, but also experience in tourism and with tourism. And that means that for instance, a hotel that is located in certain area can give support in for example education, or also teach the locals how to treat the visitors, how to treat the tourists. And also the community will be able to develop their own business, art craft or tours or food. As Cynthia mentioned before, we have the rural tourism. So this is a way to develop the area, develop the communities. So as well, CST is a philosophy, but it's a way of living. So people that is taking the CST as part of the organization can have also a lot of benefits. And maybe Cynthia can give us an example how they receive benefits in travel excellence by applying these policies.
Well, yeah, we are a CST elite. We are very, we have a commitment with the sustainability, definitely. And mostly what we do, well, we do a lot of things for the nature. And we, for example, do not use paper. Our like welcome kits to the clients are like digital ones, just to avoid the use of paper. But mostly what it is more important for us is to support those small businesses in the local area. So we are trying to include always experiences like this in our itineraries in order to support these businesses.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And how close would you say Costa Rica is to meeting those responsible travel goals then, Angelica?
Well, it is a daily basis action. It's not static. So a new law was passed to avoid the use of the straws, for example, and also the use of one-use plastic.
Yeah.
We are making a great efforts to change the consumption habits and respect more and more the environment. It is not easy, but we are very engaged to help the environment. But also the only way to come to Costa Rica and be part of a volunteer activity, or help these communities is just a way to help people to be more and more aware of what we need to do in order to conserve this planet more cleaner than now. And this pandemic, I believe, is giving a pause to the planet, and the nature is reboosting again. So this is something that we need to consider every time we fly to a different destination. But in Costa Rica, we can assure you that every tour operator, every service transportation, every hotel is very engaged with this philosophy and practices.
And can you tell us a bit more about the Pura Vida pledge? Is it something that's for UK travel agents only?
Well, the Pura Vida pledge is for everyone, you know. In Costa Rica, we have this phrase, Pura Vida. And Pura Vida is not only a saying, but it's a way of living. So when you come to Costa Rica and experience this Pura Vida way of living, only here you can learn what is Pura Vida. But the Pura Vida pledge is an initiative to encourage agents to make sustainable decisions when creating an itinerary. And that could be choosing to stay in an eco lodge or in a boutique hotel, 15, 20 rooms, or supporting local communities through the rural tourism or just voluntary activities with them. So all agents could create a very nice itinerary with a variety of activities by including this Pura Vida pledge.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is it when will it be launching then?
We will be launching this next week. And on our online training course, which is in Pura Vida University. And there also you will find a lot of information about the Pura Vida Pledge, and also the information about the country in detail. And of course, you will find information about CST. We have a list of partners which has the CST levels, which is elite or basic. Right. And there you will be sure that you can find the most reliable tour operators and companies and tourist companies in the country.
Okay. I've just noticed that we've had a question through actually saying, can I ask how long a typical customer goes for? And is it an expensive destination? Cynthia, do you want to answer that one?
Yeah, well, most of our clients from UK come to Costa Rica for at least 12 nights, between 10 and 12 nights. Mm-hmm. It is the perfect time for enjoying the whole experience in Costa Rica. Okay. So 12 nights, it is a good number.
And is it an expensive destination? We've been asked on here.
It has options for everybody, from the basic, from the lowest budget to the highest. So as we talked before, Costa Rica is a destination for everybody. So it depends on your budget. You can have a different itinerary, including basic hotels or 5-star hotels.
Mm-hmm. And we've had another question here asking if Costa Rica is carbon neutral yet. Angelica, it sounds like not yet, but.
Well, we have some companies, for example, rent-a-cars, that they have already their certification, but the country itself is making efforts to reach the zero offset carbon by 2050. So that is the goal. Mm-hmm. And Costa Rica has, for example, 99% of their energy, it comes from free. It is from free of emissions. So it's just renewable energy from air, from water. So that is one of the biggest effort we have been doing so far. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we are in that way, and also we are developing at this moment a project that where we are going to invite our travelers, our visitors to be part. So in the future, we will let you know, as soon as we have this project done, we will let you know and inform you, because we consider this is the value for the visitors and for every people that travel all around the planet.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Okay, I'm aware that we're almost running out of time. So before we end the session, is there anything else agents should know about Costa Rica right now?
We are just waiting to the borders to be open and that we can start traveling again. Maybe it will be a little different, but the different doesn't mean that we are not going to enjoy. Costa Rica has a lot of places to visit, and where you can find again your zen, where you can start laughing again and enjoy nature, and enjoying also to be alone but not lonely. Mm-hmm. And we are just waiting for that moment. And of course, if the agents that sells Costa Rica, or the one that would like to start selling Costa Rica, needs any information, any material, anything, pictures, sounds, music, whatever they need, we are more than happy to share with them that information.
Fantastic. And are you offering any incentives actually for agents at the moment?
Well, yes, they just have to go and be part of the online training session at Pura Vida University, and we will be more than happy to share with them incentives. Fantastic. Those are surprises. They have to participate to find out.
Okay, fantastic. And I know we've launched a competition on TTG as
exactly.
Well. So do go to ttg.com/competitions to find out more.
Exactly, Abra.
We've actually had another question just before we sign off, and then we might have to answer some of them after, because we've only got half an hour on here. But Lisa has asked, July is classed as the rainy season. Would this be rain all day or typically evening? Which I think, Cynthia, you said it's not all day, is it?
No, it is like 2 hours. And actually, it's something funny about July, because July is like a break from the rainy season. It is the month with less rains in the rainy season.
Yeah,
Okay.
and also it's important to say that you won't get stuck in your room because of the rain. Actually, as Cynthia mentioned, it's just showers. It start sometimes it's half an hour and then the sun rises again. So and also the rain here in Costa Rica is not cold; it's warm.
Mhm.
So walking in the jungle with a little rainy shower is not as terrible as you consider. Actually, it's very relaxing.
Mhm. And she's also asked, are there any special occasions or trips in July that make it a good time to visit for clients? Any, any special events or anything like that?
Well, July is it's a good month for the total nesting in Tortuguero, actually. So it is one of the best months for it.
Fantastic. Okay, brilliant. I've seen that we've had a few more questions, so I think we'll have to answer them after the session. But thank you so much for your questions. That's great, and thank you so much to both of you, Angelica and Cynthia, for joining me today. It's been
Thank you
fantastic
for
to
having
talk
us.
to you, and to dream about Costa Rica. It's been brilliant. So thank you very much. And our next masterclass is tomorrow at 11 a.m, where we'll be talking all about Kangaroo Island in South Australia. So tune in for that one. And you can also check out the TTG Digital Destinations Festival timetable and all the old content, previous content from yesterday and today at ttgmedia.com/destfest. So thanks again for tuning in, and yes, see you soon. Thank you both.
Thank you. Pura vida.
Pura vida. Bye.
Bye.